Hi, I'm Joe Connolly from WCBS News Radio with another stop on the New Jersey Small Business Comeback Tour brought to you by PSE&G, helping small businesses throughout New Jersey to save money and energy. I want to introduce you to a business owner I have known for a long time, Lloyd Stone of Manny Stone Decorators. Lloyd has one of the best senses of where business is going of almost anybody who I know. And Lloyd's business creates beautiful looking trade show booths for conventions at the Javits and other local sites. And he told me once, Joe, I have reinvented my business, founded by his dad, by the way. He said, I've reinvented my business more times than I can count, but these last 2 years have been a real acrobatic act. So, Lloyd, what have you been doing? How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Joe. So we started back in the days of the window displays. That's what Manny, my father, was doing. And it evolved into showrooms and then trade shows. And he really dealt with the retail client. And I pivoted at that time to go towards the wholesale client. And we did seasonal trade shows. And there were multiple shows in the clothing industry and shows of other varieties, whether it's stationery or the gift show. But when the pandemic hit and the Javits Center pivoted to become a hospital and then a vaccination station, I needed to think back on my baseball history and think of Yogi Berra, who always said, sometimes said, when there's a fork in the road, take it. And I saw this as a fork in the road for my business. So I decided I need to either prepare to go out of business or prepare for the new normal. And it was a parallel route. But what I did was I earned a reduction in rent at my production studio, at my warehouse, by reducing my footprint. Now, how do you do that? You can't just pack everything tighter. So we brought in dumpsters and loaded tractor trailer size 30-yard dumpsters with materials that we recycled and sent off. And now I didn't have to ask for charity. I took less space, and my landlord was more than accommodating. He had a big heart, and he understood.
Were there any pivots that you made in the business itself, Lloyd?
Within the business, I decided to prefabricate easy to assemble exhibits. I call them booth in a box. And I would send instructions. I would send the materials prefabricated, pre-taped, a floor plan, and then I would be willing to do FaceTime with my clients wherever they happen to be setting up, in any convention center, even if it was a flea market, however they wanted it to be done. And I would give them virtual direction by seeing how they're doing it and instructing them on what the priority should be on how to fabricate things. We sent bladders, we sent tools, we sent the materials, and we sent photographs. And
how did this work out? What a great idea. How did it go?
It went well. It went well. It kind of pivoted away from my custom built to rent, because I've always believed that when you rent something to a trade show exhibitor, they have the option to expand their space at the next show or change it seasonally. And I was rather unique in that approach. In terms of the booth in a box, it's that I've always felt was like a short-lived episode, just to try to get me over the hump. And as you have to crawl with them before you walk with them, before you run with them, and most importantly, empathize with your client. And to me, it was Cy Sims is the one that taught me that the educated consumer is your best customer. So I've reminded them many times, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a taxi cab driver. I don't charge by the hour, and it's free consultation. And the more you know, the better equipped you are to make common sense decisions.
You have done so well. Tell other business owners how you have maximized the fact that you are a smaller family-owned business. Turns out that that's had great appeal for you, right?
Yeah, I was once advised not to promote it and that other companies wouldn't have confidence that I would produce. But it's ironic, especially in the trade show business, but it applies in many venues, in many circumstances, that the startups are typically younger people that are being funded by their family. And whether it's the kids that are just graduating at FIT, or it's someone that came out of tech school and they're in a computer show, they like the fact that we're a family business and that I pick up the phone and that the people that have worked for me are treated like family and they're taught to treat others like family. And it works. We thrive on being held accountable, and we know that we're only as good as our last field goal attempt every time.
Have you picked up some large clients though too?
Yes. One of them that was a true success story was the Swell Bottle Company, and that company began with us when they were infantile and had a 5 foot by 10 foot booth, and over the years they grew and they grew, and I felt like we had the training wheels for them, and we taught them and we produced for them, and they went to 20 by 20 booths and they flourished, and the training wheels are off, and now they've got their marketing that's concentrated in other countries, and they don't need us anymore. And some of my own employees have said, "Oh, I miss Swell. I wish we." No. That's my whole concept is we will get you going. We'll get you noticed. We'll create that double take so that as the buyer walks by, they do a double take, they look back and they say, wait, I don't want to pass up this opportunity. What's going on here? That's my job.
Lloyd Stone, Manny Stone Decorators, another great New Jersey business owner. I can see why you've been successful, Lloyd, and have helped so many businesses to grow.
Treat others the way you want to be treated. That, to me, the golden rule, and it's feel good. I'm selfish. I feel good when that happens, and they succeed.
Well, you love what you do and do such a great job building these attention-getting booths. Lloyd Stone, Manny Stone Decorators. Thanks, Lloyd.
Thank you, Joe.